My small business designs and sells journals, and I spend a lot of time thinking about different forms of journaling. And the other day, I had this idea like, what if I, instead of writing something down now, just start talking out loud and see what happens? And maybe capture that, record it, and then I can go back to it later and see if anything made sense. And I thought it was an interesting idea because so many of us kind of have this voice inside our head when we're thinking, right? Though, interestingly, not all of us, which is a topic for another conversation. But I had the idea like, what if we just take that voice and externalize it and record it and see what happens? Because journaling is amazing and you can get a ton of clarity by writing out your ideas, and I highly recommend it to everyone. But sometimes you kind of get into this doom loop where you self-edit yourself a little bit too much while you're writing, and because it's a little bit slower, you have time to think like if what you're saying or writing actually makes sense. And the insight I had was like, if you're just talking out loud, there's no time to really self-edit. You're just gonna explore where your mind goes and most of the time make no sense at all, but occasionally you'll land on something that maybe is brilliant. So I wanted to see if I could just journal a little bit by speaking, right? Recording it. I know it's not that novel of an idea, but it was something I hadn't really messed around with much before. And I really liked it. I started out first sounding kind of crazy and, just making no sense at all and having a lot of pauses and ums and other weird contradictions. But eventually I landed on some ideas that I really liked. And I kind of got into this weird flow state where I was just saying things. And then as I was saying them, I was like, oh, that actually makes sense. That's a good idea. One that I'd never thought of. And it was a really awesome experience. So I don't know, give it a try. Let me know what you think. Sound a little bit crazy for a while, and maybe you'll get somewhere interesting.